Well, the main thing that made us decide on the driveway makeover was our previous driveway was in really sad shape. It was likely original from 1989. It had cracks. The different sections of pavement were starting to lift up. We had a nice pothole, sinkhole at the bottom that was getting worse every year. And so to prevent,
So not only did we decide to replace it, we decided to make it bigger than it originally was.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And so when we knew we had to do that, we also purchased an RV recently, and so we wanted to pave next to the house so we could park it back there. So definitely we needed a new driveway, and we really wanted something that really looked nice and
Quality.
Stood out.
Yeah.
So I started searching on the internet. We had actually received a couple quotes last year. We didn't contact Jireh at the time. I don't know if your presence wasn't out there or what. We did get multiple quotes. Jireh came in, right in line with everybody else. Based on the projects that I've seen you do, the quality was really there. And also the quotes were very detailed. Some of the other quotes we got were just replace your driveway, go stamp it, go do this, and no detail of what was actually happening. So I was very impressed with the quote, very impressed with the projects that had been done previously, and the information that was presented on the website, and then also getting the quote, the knowledge and the guidance that came along with that.
There was a lot of communication.
Yeah.
I feel like there was, it wasn't just a one and done, here's your quote. It was a conversation back and forth. So the design process. So I'm quite particular when it comes to design and high attention to detail. So I think I might have put forward probably no less than 8 different design options that we progressed through the pros and cons of each in partnership with the quality director at Jireh. And so ultimately we landed on a multi-stamped version that we're very happy with. And actually even throughout the process, there was even a change. After we decided on the final stamp and detail work, we had all the forms and everything poured, and there was a suggestion that came forward from Jireh that was, hey, I actually think we might want to consider shifting out, adding a couple of feet on this side to balance the driveway, make it feel appropriate as you're driving up, and we actually implemented it. So it was a great suggestion, great partnership and collaboration.
So initially during the tear out phase, it was discovered, we're in Washington, very wet, lots of rain. We're somewhat near the sound here, so we get even more rain. The middle of the driveway was just mud. I mean, you would stand in it and your foot would just sink in. So it was decided that we needed some additional rock, and it turned out there was the phase 1 of that, and then even putting that down wasn't enough, and had to put down some larger rock. But I'm very confident in that. I'm personally an engineer, so that I could see that whole thing being needed, and the fact that we're going to have a good quality driveway. We're not going to have the same thing that happened to the last one with all the cracking and sinking. So that was one of the issues that really wasn't design related.
But we did panic a little bit when 24 hours in, right at demo, there was already a change order, and we were like, oh no. And so anyway, throughout the process though, we're completely happy. And it wasn't really an issue. That was our issue, that we had to lay more rock.
Yeah, and again, it was communicated well at the beginning. It's like, for what we know, this is what we're gonna do, but we can find other issues as we go. Another one happened during the pouring and stamping. It had to be done in multiple phases, and it just so happened the second phase was when we were out of town. And so during the first phase, it was call us down from the inside to go look, and we're going to do it like this. Is this okay? So there was a lot of that during that phase. The second phase, when we were gone, we got back and we saw some stamping that we didn't. It was not wrong, but it wasn't to our aesthetic, desire. And so we brought that up. We met with people from Jireh, came out, discussed different options. I personally thought it was going to be a meeting of it's okay, just accept it, you know, that you didn't specify anything different. Very impressed and surprised to hear, okay, we can either keep it the way it is, and we're going to give you some money back, or we can just tear it out and we'll redo it exactly like we want. And a lot of, we want you to be happy. We ended up going the route of tear it out. It is cement, it's driveway, it's gonna last for many years. We wanna be happy. We don't wanna, every time we walk in the front door, see that, you know, item we didn't like, the stamping we didn't quite like. So it was torn out, redone, and very happy with that whole process.
Yeah, very happy. I think the key to a lot of the issue resolution was really the communication. And it was a lot. I don't think I've ever worked with a contractor that I've had so much communication, both via text, phone, email, and it was outstanding, really. You could tell when we weren't on the same page, right? There was a lot of clarifying questions back and forth, and a lot of commitment to doing the right thing. And I think that was, you know, a big piece for us, and why we're so happy is because it's just as much the team as the end product.
Overall, how satisfied are we? Were very satisfied, very happy with how it turned out. And you know, even things like the color, when it was initially poured and stamped, it was like, I don't know, this is really light. We really wanted something darker.
And I chose the color.
But it was, you know, Jireh that kept saying, once we seal it, it's going to get darker. Don't worry, don't worry. And in fact, there was even a little test sealing that happened during some of the concrete tear outs. Like, okay, we have some of the concrete here, let's try it. And they were spot on. It was really, we're really happy with the color, happy with the stamps. We can now actually drive on it. We can put our trailer in the back, and just really happy with everything.
And I would say rating wise, my gosh, I'd probably say 9.5, 10 out of 10. We smile. You know, every time we walk outside, every time we look out the window, we're like, oh, it just looks so good.